Okay, so YK and Lydia, I also want to get your take on kind of what's happening in the developer community recently, right? Like we have all of these, coding agents out, but at the same time on Hacker News, and I'm on Hacker News a lot, I see a lot of like popular posts saying, I'm going back to writing code by hand, or an AI coding agent needs to reduce your maintenance cost, not just write code faster. So it seems like there's a real conversation about kind of craft, control, technical depth. So what are your thoughts on that? YK, I know you have a lot of tips on this. You said, the best way to get better at Claude Code is by using it, right? You also said be braver in the unknown. So you're very clearly all in. So what do you say to developers who feel like they're kind of losing their craft?
My personal philosophy, at the end of the day, it is a tool. So I'm not sure if this is the right analogy, but it's sort of like as a painter, instead of using a regular brush, you're using an electric automated brush. So you're responsible for the output. That's the first thing I really want to emphasize, because I get frustrated by this kind of discussion whenever I read it. People say, "Oh, people produce like so much code, and it's not good with AI in general, not just Claude Code." And I say, okay, don't produce it then. Like, don't push it. Like, as I said, there are so many ways to review code, make sure it's good before it goes into production. If it's like a one-time vibe coding kind of casual project like the game I built, that's totally fine. You don't have to check the code. But if it's more of a serious production, code base that you want to really be secure and safe about, then, like I said, create a draft PR, make sure it's good, review it manually or with AI. If you generate 100,000 lines of code, you don't have to commit 100,000 lines of code. It's not necessarily the way it is. Just commit what you think is right, and at the end of the day, you're responsible for the tool and the output.
Yeah, I can also only agree with that. I feel like you still need to verify, and like you're really good at this. Like having that verification layer, I think, is still very important. But this is also important when you handwrite code. But it's definitely true that I think when you handwrite it, you like 90% of the review process happens as you're writing it. I think with Claude Code, we've kind of shifted from like 90% coding to 10% review, because like as you were doing it, you were already reviewing. With Claude Code, it's like 90% coding or 90% you have to review it, and 10% maybe like hand coding the changes. So there's definitely a lot more like importance in the reviewing phase now. And I feel like a lot of people have yet to kind of shift their mindset towards that, where it's like, no, you have to review more. You can also automate that, and you definitely have to make that as easy for you as possible with like, permissions and hooks and all of that stuff, just to make sure Claude was sort of following your design spec already. But it's definitely more important now than ever to be a good reviewer.